Hello, my beautiful friends. I am your friend Kevin, and let's get right to it. This is your card of the day. All right, my friends, I forgot to say welcome, new subscribers, anyone new to the channel. I am so grateful that you're here, and my existing friends that you're here too. Please keep liking, subscribing, and sharing this with all those who you feel like might need the message. All right, so we're on a new week, being Sunday the 28th. I like to start my week on a Sunday. So I have chosen to use the Angels and Auras Oracle deck this week by Radley Valentine and Dougal Fraser. And I am also using, again, the Divine Masters Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. These images come from Jennifer Hawkyard. So I did shuffle and I did pull a fabulous, glorious master that's going to be with us for the week. I'm going to get to that in a minute because I'm just so excited by who showed up for. I just excited. Anyway, my isms today: I am patient and I am forgiveness. Not forgiving, because that's a doing word. Forgiveness. You are the forgiveness. You are the forgiveness for yourself. You're the forgiveness for others. You live in a pool of forgiveness because that's how we heal and we move on. You're also patient. You've been patient with yourself. So be in the energy of patience and the energy of being that forgiveness. And then the other one, I expect all my good intentions to manifest perfectly. Why would you want anything not to be perfectly manifesting, right? We are in a number 1 day. So the number 1 energy of today is all about magic, a spark of new creation. And, you know, the angels and the guides and those who come say, make wishes, make the wishes, make bold wishes, big wishes. This number, the angel numerology, works with the card of the 9 of water. That big, luxurious types of wishes. Why would you want to wish for something less than what you really want? Anyway, let's get right to the message. I have Gertrude and Beatrice at the ready. I think I should reveal the card. Yes, I should reveal this one. The Master of the Week. Melchizedek. Now, he's one of my spirit guides, and it took me a while to get my head around the fact that he was, but I kept seeing him, and I've shared this in other videos, and to me it looked like Jesus that was passing along and coming around. And so I commissioned, I wonder if I got that image. Well, let's see, I'll find it. I commissioned Jennifer Hawkyard to channel and bring in this spirit and find out who this person was, because, you know, I wanted to see them. And she drew one. I think I'll share that with you tomorrow, but very much like this. Very, 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 very similar. She said he had the energy, my guide, the energy of Melchizedek or Melchizedek. It's a weird way of saying it. But basically, in the Divine Masters, it's talking about divine knowledge and higher learning. And we're being encouraged this week, while he's and his energies with us, to commit to the visions that we want to commit, particularly if you are stepping into doing more light work, stepping into maybe getting out there and teaching it, getting out there and sharing it. Perhaps you're getting out there and wanting to talk a little bit more about some of the wisdom that comes from different forms of study, religious study. Now, religion, not so much in, you know, our traditional patriarchal system, but you know, how we worship, why do we bow our head, why do we live in solemn gratitude, these kind of rituals, that kind of thing. What Melchizedek is saying for us this week, he's going to be with us to give us a little bit of that extra knowledge through the angels and auras oracle deck, and our wonderful little spirits. But let's give you a little backstory on Melchizedek. Basically saying this week he's going to be encouraging us all to dive into our spiritual studies, asking us not to skim over the surface, to go really, really underneath, to pull back the layers of important information that will support each and every one of us in taking our paths and skills up to the next level. Now, there's a very good chance that we may want to get out and share what we know, share our epiphanies, share our joy, and all of the things that we're discovering. The universe wants us to make sure that we have our I's dotted and our T's crossed before we go out there shooting off at the hip. And I think and I'm going to get to Beatrice and Gertrude in a minute, because I think they have something interesting to say about all of this. And for those of us who may not know who this Melchizedek is, it was kind of the earliest form of Christ. It was one of the first high priests that was spoken about in the Old Testament. Somewhat of an ancient gatekeeper of light, dedicated to helping others who want to work on a spiritual path. He's somewhat the leader of the holy order of spiritual group, a guru, if you will, in our kind of Christian realms. A divine order of light, angels, masters, including Archangel Michael and the Master Jesus, who work in the congregation to bring light and energy to the world. But that's just a little bit of history I'm sharing with you. Let's get on with our card of the day. Let's see, here we go. I'm going to give a shuffle 3 times. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3. Do you want the top or the bottom? Top. Okay, thank you. You're ready. Oh, isn't this wonderful? I like this. Now, we have the color of gold and the color of blue, which is really lovely. It's light and it's healing, and it's basically saying take off the training wheels. So this is perfect that these two have come together. Momentum is coming, validation is coming, encouragement is coming, and it's time to be prepared. So, in this image, which I just feel like is so lovely, we've got what looks like the daddy. And if you want to say, I affectionately call this guy daddy. I really do. It seems a bit disrespectful, but anytime he shows up in a reading for me, it's like, oh, daddy, you're here. Okay, good. We're good to go. I've got what I need. I'm going to get that higher wisdom. And I don't know that this guide, this spirit, this energy really minds it. I think, in our human teachings, we're told to be somewhat respectful. I'm not being disrespectful. I think that God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, it's all the same thing. Anyway, I digress. Momentum, validation, all of the good things that we've got going on. And it's I feel like what I want to say, and let's get to what I'm getting from this. We're seeing someone who's putting it together. We actually have all that we need. We're just pulling off the training wheels. You can see these 2 training wheels coming off, and we've got the toolbox of stuff. I do like how Melchizedek is telling us to make sure we're prepared with what we know. Let me go over to this camera. I think you've got a good gist of what that is. It's a bit like being patient with yourself. If you're writing a book or you're writing a blog, here we go. I've got it. All right. Okay, who wants to come and talk? I have to say, these 2 energies this morning are appearing to me with veils on their head, like they're going to church or they're worshipping. So, and they appeared to me like this before I pulled this card. So I want to say, and I've now got goosebumps, so that is a confirmation. Divine knowledge. They're wearing these lacy headdresses covering their head because I feel like they are in the presence of the divine right here, channeling the information of the divine and being very respectful. This is what the message is. Which one of you, it doesn't matter. Okay, the message really is here. It's not to go off half baked, if you will. It isn't to go off without knowing what you're talking about. It's not to say you have to be really deeply steeped in actually getting it right, but if you're going to quote the facts, if you're going to go out there and write about it, blog about it, and is this about blogging or is this about right? It's about blogging. It's about talking. It's about sharing. When you're coming from the light, when we're stepping into the light, and you're on the leading edge, is what Beatrice is saying. You are on the leading edge, and as you come into the light, as you're being shown the way you're going, the way to go, what to do, information is going to be coming at you. Oh, here's more goosebumps. The information that's coming at all of us from the divine order. Remember, as there is light, so there is the opposite. As there are miracles, so there is madness. And what we're being encouraged to do, because we're going to encourage other people to do this, is to get centered and to get really into boundaries, values, integrity, respect. We have to come from that platform. We have to come from the place of, this is what I've learned. And you may not be a huge fan of the Bible. I've never read the whole thing. You might not be a huge fan of it. However, if you're going to talk about biblical scriptures and you are not an ordained minister or going through ordination process or going to, studying theology, you'll have to do some of your homework. Here's why. The one thing that we are being encouraged to do as we walk forward in this study of spirituality, when we're saying you're ready, be a yes, go out there, it only takes one little bit of falsehood, if you will, or someone questioning what you're doing or questioning why you're doing it. It just takes one little pinprick to pop that balloon of confidence and have you deflated and feeling like, as many of us have felt, like frauds, or we felt like we're imposters. No. This is not saying step back. You're stepping forward. And as the light shines upon you, there are some that are going to sort of be in that little bit of mischief, little bit of mayhem, little bit of madness. The one thing I can say for sure from my own perspective, hold on one second, is judgment. Judgment of myself and judgment of others is instant, but it's also learned. What I would suggest to all of you, if you're coming up on self-judgment or judgment of others, even if it's instant, even if you're feeling it inside like, ooh, this is a bit whatever you want to say, stop. Push it out the way. That's your ego. That's your ego saying, there you go, you got it. Your ego works with fear, doesn't work with love. You're coming from a place of love. So even when the mischief and the madness, okay, thank you. Even when the mischief and the madness shows up for you and it comes at you like, this doesn't seem right, doesn't sound right, or when you have someone who gives you a slightly different opinion or a slightly different piece of advice, because there's a lot of people out there running around saying, let me tell you this, let me tell you that, let me tell you so-and-so. Because if they're seeing you as a somewhat quote-unquote expert, seeing you as a somewhat person who knows what they're talking about, some folks want to come at you. Have you ever had those conversations where what you tell someone you know what you told them, but they didn't hear what you said. They heard what they wanted to hear. It's a bit like that. So be very careful when you're stepping forward as a teacher. Not saying don't because you're ready. This is saying you're ready. Get your classes ready. Get your words of wisdom ready. Get yourself prepared. And really have fun with it. You can really have a good time with it. I found that the most authentic teachers that I've learned from are okay being silly. They're okay with a bit of personality to it. And it works that way. It works for me because we're human. And it never hurts to talk about the human construction. But when someone's trying really, really hard to be seen as, I think the word, just to be seen as somebody that is all knowing, all seeing, all this and all that, and it's a bit where that ego is showing up and not working the way it's supposed to. Have we got this? Yes. Gertrude just said, "Here you go, you're waffling on again." All right. Okay, I get that. I understand it. I do chit-chat a bit too much. Listen, I love you all so much. You bring such joy to me, such lightness to me, and all of this just expands our own wisdom. Until tomorrow, much love. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.